What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Second Street. I hope you're all having a very good day today. Here we are, the morning after new comic book Wednesday, and man, what a day it was. Man, I'm telling you, I had quite a stack of books this week. Some books came in that were just, like some of them had been damaged in shipping, so I didn't get those until late. And they came in on this day when I was having a big week anyway, because I recently, yesterday, um, the what's this? Excuse me, wrong light. There we go. All right. The book Undone by Blood or Shadow of a Wanted Man came out yesterday on trade paperback, as well as the Black Widow movie special. I was talking about that yesterday. So yeah, and then there was like three extra comics that were added onto my on top of that. And so yeah. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to talk about before we got here into before we get here into what I want to talk about today is some of the Dawn of X books. Is I seen a video by somebody else recently. I'm not sure if you. It's funny. It's funny I'm saying this right now because I was watching Bruce and Stephanie comics yesterday, and Bruce got on his show. I'm not sure if you guys follow Bruce and Stephanie comics, you should check them out. Really cool couple. They do this. You know what? If you got nothing better to do on a Friday night, they actually do a live stream show. They start at 7 p.m. Well, we're on my coast, on the East Coast for you guys. It's 10 p.m. Pacific Standard or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when they start their show, and they're really cool. They got on. They have some beers on Friday nights, and they just talk about comics and just some of the things going on in the news and stuff as well, with comic book. With just in comic book nerdy news and stuff like that. Really cool show. But yeah, Bruce has his hair on. Yeah. And then he's got the yeah. Anyway, but he was talking yesterday. He dropped a video and he was talking about something I've been talking about here, kind of on my channel here as well. Where you heard me talk about like Marvel and DC. I think after the Deceased wraps up, I'm done pulling any more DC books after that, because I think Death Metal wraps up right before that does. I'm not going to be pulling any more DC books. I'll probably still review some here, like review some Batman and stuff like that, but none of them are going to be on my pull list. I'm not buying anymore. I'll probably, and same with the Marvel books. I think I realized there's probably one title that I'm going to leave on my comic book pull list, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But part of the reason is like a lot of the stories for me, like I've really gotten more into indies lately. And also with the Marvel books, like some of them, like one of my favorites, Spider-Man, it comes out every other week, right? It's a bi-monthly book. And that gets to be costly. And right now, they're dropping a book like every week. And then I think and that's because they're doing this Last Remains thing, tie-in stuff. And you don't have to read the .lr issues. They just kind of expand the story. But they're dropping it every other week. The volumes are coming out. I think they're like 6 issues, so it's like 3 months worth. And they, when they come out, it's like, you know what? On those, I can still review those, and I can wait to buy the trade paperbacks on those because I'm not a collector. I'm a reader. I have no problem, and they do start taking up a lot of space, right? But I still like the physical copies. You know what I mean? I still like the physical copies, so I don't want to just go digital. You know what I mean? I'm not really into the whole digital thing, So, but it was funny because he did a video talking about exactly that. He's like I got all these books. Like, what am I getting all these books? He's like, I got this book that's I've got like 10 covers of this certain book. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Like some of them I might get 2. I don't know if I have any. I'm not sure if I have any that I have 3 of yet. There might be that I went and purposely bought 3. I don't know. But that's the thing is like, because most people out there who do this are collectors, right? They are collectors. It's an investment, and like a lot of people these days would say that modern comics aren't really going to be worth much, going up in value. I mean, You know, they'll give you all kinds of reasons why. But also, you got to think that's because, like, we're in now, right? Everything that's happening now is happening now, you know? But when will then be now? Soon, right? Right? So one of these days, maybe, so maybe it's one of those things like, you know, like in the future it will go up. It's not gonna go up anytime like right now. But there are that's why there is one series I'll probably leave on my pull list. Like I'm gonna drop Captain America, you know, even though those Alex Ross covers are fire. I'm dropping it, but a lot of the books that come out, they aren't worth my $3.99 every, you know, every month or every week or whatever. They're just not worth it when I can wait for the trades on most of these books. And like I said, I'm not a collector, you know, I'm not a speculator or anything like that. If any of the books I have right now happen to go up in value, good, great, okay. I'm not out to try to sell them to make money or anything. Just not what I do. I read the books because I like to read them. Now, and that's one of the things. Like I can wait for trades. That's fine. My you know, I work with my LCS, so they'll still let me review some of the comic books for the channel. They have no problem with that. You know, they're hanging out enough anyway. They don't mind. Um, so I can still read those and, you know, bring reviews and things like that here for the channel. And, you know, but it's like, yeah, I can wait on those. And then I started thinking about some of the indies that I read as well. There's a lot of great indies out there. I've been reading a lot more indies. I'm a lot more into them, and I was like, you know what? I need to find the ones that I'm more passionate about and really want. Because I started thinking about things like I've talked about here on the channel, like Once in Future, right? Once in Future on Boom Studios Comics. Like Something is Killing the Children on Boom Studios Comics. Arguably, these are good books. These are good titles. I like reading them, and they're good. Like Once in Future is very good. The story's been kind of entertaining, but like it's, I don't know, it's just kind of got this thing. But the thing is, like, the story kind of like the arcs with it, like there should be story arcs, you know, like we're going through, like something should get solved, and it kind of did that in Once in Future, but it's something that's continuing to go on. I look at Something is Killing the Children. Great book. It's got good art. The story is pretty good. Now the thing is each book is, I mean, it's episodic. You know, I know a lot of people talk about, you know, the Netflix pitches out there, right? Well, this certainly kind of seems like that. And the reason why is because it keeps dragging on. Erica Slaughter, what are we, 12 issues in now? 12 issues in? Erica Slaughter is still trying to get rid of these monsters in this one little town. She's still trying to get rid of them. They're still not gone. We're 12 issues in here. By 10 issues, this town should have been done with. She should have moved on to the next fucking town. Right? Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Build it. Build it. You know, like, I don't know. It feels like I'm being just drug along. Now, the thing is, I will say, I'm being drug along by a pretty good and decent story that I've enjoyed. There is that. There absolutely is that. But that being the case, if I feel like I'm being drug along like that, I mean, that's why it's worth getting the trades, right? So that I could just read it all at once. And and that's where I started thinking about, like, yeah, maybe it is. You know, I remember my God, who was it? My good friend Ryan over at Nerdy Blurb TV a while back. He did this video. He had this little contest. I can't remember who he did the video with, but you know, he kind of had a lot of people in there kind of voting and telling, you know, kind of trying to. They did. I think they did a whole video where they were arguing their points back and forth about why go trade paperback or why have a pull list, right? And I was like, oh, pull list. Why not a pull list? You want a pull list, right? Pull list. And then, you know, fast forward, you know, about 2 years later. Is it 2 years? I don't know. Probably not even 2 years. A year and a half, year later. And it's like, I think I'm there. I think I'm there. Like, I'm okay with the trade paperbacks, but only because the ones that I'm truly passionate about, the ones that I really enjoy reading, I want to go out there and read and have those single issues, which for the most part is going to be my indie comic books. Another thing I've kind of gotten into is wanting to check out different crowdfunding comic books as well. I've tried a couple of different authors, a couple of different projects. I want to try more. Recently, I backed one. That's apparently he is like the pinnacle of crowdfunding creators. So I recently backed a Richard Polito, Brian Polito book. I think I said that because I know a Ricardo. I know a Ricardo Polito. Anyway, but anyway, the point is I recently backed a Brian Polito book, Hell Witch, volume. I think it's volume 3, third one, something. So I can't wait to see that, to read that and see how that is. So yeah, but and that's the thing, and that's why I'm like, I think I'm gonna switch to trades because I was even in my LCS and I seen some trades there that I wanted to buy. I was like, you know what? I think I'm good with going this route. Seen this nice Black Widow trade, nice and thick one. It's like $39. It had my mouth watering. There's a couple more that they had there, a couple thicker ones. I had some Black Widow stories in there. I was like, right? You don't have to wait for the story. Hey, I can wait 3 months and read the single issues on Marvel Unlimited, right? And that's for those books. Like I said, I still want to get the indies, but it does seem to be a thing because I'm sitting here and looking like I sort through some of my books. I'm like, man, I got like these stacks of comic books, and like it's time to cut back a little bit. It's time to cut back a little bit. And I just because I really want those indies, and it's okay for me to drop those Marvel and DC books. You know what I mean? Because they come out often enough. They, you know what I mean? And plus, and like I was saying too, I'm not a collector or anything. I'm not trying to make money off of them. So there's no real reason for me to do that. Plus, the other thing is right now when it comes to like DC, they've had a few recently, but when it comes to Marvel, your books going up in value aren't really going to be very many of them. I think the one of the series that I've noticed most of all is Captain Marvel. Those books seem to have issues that still keep going up in value. Captain Marvel of the recent run of Kelly Thompson's issue number 6. I think it came out that day. It shot up to like $20, and it's still holding firmly at like $20. I think it's like 19. Point being is the one that just came out yesterday, a new comic book day. It's got a new character in it being debuted. Kelly Thompson seems to be the only one writing new characters, so I'm gonna keep that one on my pull list for sure. Because if she's gonna keep writing, they're gonna keep going up in value. Hey, I'm gonna keep getting them. It's gonna be on my pull list because I want because I want those. If they're the ones that are gonna go, hey, you know what? Hey, it's on my pull list because one of these days, and I'm not. It's not like because I'm like some sort of big Captain Marvel fan. I'm not a Captain Marvel hater neither. The Captain Marvel story that's been going on, I think I'm like 4 issues behind right now. No, I'm on issue 17. 6 issues behind right now, and I'm like, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just, it's all right. It's all right. But the thing is, if I've got it on my pull list and some of these books keep dropping and they keep going up and some of them keep going up in value like that, I'm going to keep it on my pull list if there's some of the only ones. And one of these days, since I'm not too attached to them anyway, if they become, worth some money and I get to flip them to some normies who want them, hey, hey. Cha-ching! Cha-ching! Hey, right? But is it worth all those single issues I bought? I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. It'll be a while. It'll be a while. But also I look at other things too, like this Wolverine Black, White, and Blood that just came out yesterday. And I read it and I'm like, it's okay. Most of the stories going on in Marvel, I can wait for a trade paperback. I can wait to read on Marvel Unlimited. I will go after the ones that I truly want. Where I'm looking at the same thing with the indies. Like, I will go after the indies that I truly want, not just all of them, like, because like I'm saying, like, Something is Killing the Children, Once and Future, love both of these books, but I feel at this point like I can wait for a trade on these. I can honestly wait for the trade. I'm good on waiting for the trade on those. Where then I see ones like just came out, I think what it is I'm really liking miniseries. And it doesn't even matter if they're like miniseries that kind of like AWA Upshot has started. They just started year 0 volume 2. Volume 2, oof, man, I like this. Like, they changed the artists, so they changed up the style a little bit. Liking it. But you can also see where it's very episodic. It's like that whole Netflix pitch thing as well. So yeah, there's that. But I will do that with, you know what I'm saying? I'll probably do that with indies, and pick those ones. Because like I said, the guys over at Absolute Comics Group that do like White Widow, that are doing Amped, Darkon, First Defense, like all those guys, like those stable of like those creators, the Absolute Comics Group, I'm probably going to buy their books at the LCS. I'm probably going to get those ones. If I don't back their crowdfunding campaigns, because they do some of the Kickstarters. I think they do Kickstarters or indie? I think they do Kickstarters. Either or, I will probably back some of those because I like what they do. They're passionate about their books. Their books are they're actually pretty nice. I will probably continue getting other things like, trying out Vault Comics. Vault Comics they seem to put out a lot of good books for me. There are a couple I've read recently where I'm like, like Engine Mord, wasn't really into it. What other one? They did Heavy, that new one, Heavy. I read it. I'm like, it's okay. I read the first one. Maybe I need to read the second issue. It just came out, I think, last week. Just not really into it. Just finding those ones that really work and some of those ones that don't. It's funny too. I even heard Chris from Chaos and Comics in one of his videos yesterday talking about the plot and about it being a horror series. I'm like, I know what he's saying about it being a great horror series. I like the horror of it, but it's not like a scary horror comic book. It's the fact of what's going on in the whole situation that I really like. But yeah, so anyway, guys, I feel like I've rambled on a whole long time about that. I feel like I've gone on about that for a while. And dang, there we go. Is that better? This thing is being, all right. So anyway, guys, yeah, let me get into the live chats and see what everybody's saying here. Sorry, I feel like I've ignored you all. I feel like I've been on this long rant here. But let's see here. Who have we got in the chat today? We got Lord Vito, my man. What is up? We got Captain Pennsylvania. Spoilers. Oh, well, it's on me that I'm so behind. Yeah, and at this point, I feel like I've gone on long enough. Do I need to go on any longer? Wait, did 10 of X of Swords number 13 drop? Yeah, it did. That's the newest one. I think I brought that one in with me. Yeah, 12 and 13. Yeah. 12 and 13. Just dropped this week, Vito. I'm on 12. Okay, yeah. 13 dropped as well. Didn't even start here. I just read Jim Jasper's coming back. Yeah. Missing 6. Jeez, what up, Cap? Yes, 10 of Swords. 13 to drop. Marauders issue 14. Yep. Yeah, you like that, Vito? I'm coming for you, man. Coming for you. You read chapter 10 and 11. It says to complete my collection of the 10 of Swords to date. So end of chapter 12 was so good. Which one was yeah. You see, now and that's one of the things here. A lot of people are kind of really getting upset with the 10 of Swords, and I understand why. Like and it's actually in issue 12 where it becomes pretty damn, it gets pretty ridiculous. This whole story is a summary of something that we've seen explained at least 4 different times over the past handful of issues. Indies are killing it right now. Yeah. Shh, no spoilers for 10 of Swords. Yeah, no, I'm going to be talking about House of X and Powers of X. If we get into it, that's what we'll be talking about. Well, I mean, when we get into it. AWA Upshot has my money as well. Yeah. Yep. Coming from the den today, it's hurtful to see how many people don't know or care about the Eternals. This shit is about to be hot. Yeah, you know, I don't really know about the Eternals. I can't wait to see the movie. I can't wait to get into all that. Landon TLB, thank you for being here. Star Wars, Santa, my man. What is up? Well, there's some that have a steep value and are quite new. Cosmic Ghost Rider comes to mind. Printing is different now. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Cosmic Ghost Rider, I think that all happened like right when I was getting back into reading again. I thought Cosmic Ghost Rider was pretty funny. I got the trade on that one. Oh, whoa, I'm on time. Yeah. Will Morgan, how are you doing? Nerdy Blurb TV, what is up, my man? Apex Comics says, whoa, I'm on time. Yeah. Christopher Bark says, hello, Second Street. Have you read Dark Knight's Death Metal #4? Batshit. Yeah, batshit is it? Insane it is. Yeah, I did read Dark Knight's Death Metal #4. Overall, I've thought the story is pretty good. I've had to read like all the tie-ins to really understand everything. The only one I haven't read is the Justice League stuff. But yeah, here's the thing: is like I think the story is pretty cool. I get it; it's been enjoyable. I totally see where it's going to lead to this whole DC future state and what they're going to be doing in the future. Totally see it. It's like, you know, I get it. Yeah, it's, and especially in that in the last issue, what was the one that came out before, I think issue #4 came out that week. It was the Multiverse New Gods or something like that. Yeah. Or I can't remember what it was. Can't remember what it was called, but yeah. Yeah, it's been going pretty crazy. Y'all are champions. Oh, Will Morgan, you got a channel? What channel? Like your channel, Will Morgan? I'll have to check it out. What's the channel name? Oh, okay. Meta Egg. All right, gonna check it out, Will Morgan. Hell yeah. Yeah, screw Netflix pitches. Tell great stories. Well, here's the thing: is like with the Netflix pitch. Here's the thing: is ultimately with that is you need to tell a good story to get the Netflix pitch, right? The next like you need to tell the good story, and I think that's what they've done over at AWA Upshot for the most part. They've been doing pretty good. Trade collections are great. Yeah, absolutely. Check out the video work today. All right. Yeah, I want to go check that out too. You collect the Epic Marvel Collection series. Alan Moore's Swamp Thing and trade paperback. Yeah. Wayne has to remind me. Hey, Trinity, what is up, my man, Mike Porter? Wookiee Supremacy, how are you doing? Skipintosh says, thank you for being here. Says, I read more indies than anything. Yeah, I've been reading more. I've been reading definitely more now for sure. Yeah, for years now. Yeah. I think here over just like this last year, like this year definitely, but last year is when I really started getting more into them for sure. For sure. And even Nerdy Blurb TV, yeah, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. I'm a collector, but not to sell them eventually. I am a collector to collect them. I want them all. All of them are mines. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. Being your own personal notification service. That's funny. RC Scott, how are you doing? Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Nader Blue TV says trade paperbacks are the way of the future. Yeah. Single issues are dead in my book. Trades all the way. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I want single issues in ones that I really want. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, like, I want to find the ones who are truly passionate about the stuff. And you see it. And that's why I see, like, the guys at the Absolute Comics group. That's what I see in the books that they're doing. You can tell there's a true passion for it and, like, what they're doing and the stories that they're wanting to tell and unfold here. Not just like, oh, hey, here's some superhero comic books and let's make some money. You know what I mean? Like, they actually do have a true passion for it. I collect the trades of the Image comic book Black Science. The story is great and best read in trade format. Nerdy Blurb says something's killing the children is better as a trade. Absolutely. Just the whole episodicness of it. Skip and Josh says, oh, let me show that one. Damn, it just skipped on me. Says Firepower, Coffin Bound, Robotech Remix, Hydra, and more. Okay. That Hydra, wasn't that a one shot? I didn't read that one. I'm reading Firepower. I'm done at issue 6. When it's done with that second volume, I'm done reading it at that point. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. But yeah, I don't think it's worth my $3.99 every week. Although I will say, it seems like Image is one of those companies that does this tricky thing where, you know, their trade paperbacks end up costing more than the single issues. Not sure how I feel about that. Not sure how I feel about that. I also like to collect a trade for Outcast written by Kirkman, published by Image. Okay, yeah. Count Otto Von Doom, how are you doing? XR Coon. Is Krakoa on crack? Yeah, for the most part. Every intention of collecting trades for the stuff I missed from Aftershock. I have a good... Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Black Eyed Kids and Baby Teeth were some of my favorites. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I had the first issue of Black Eyed Kids, and I think... No, I don't think Baby Teeth. I've never read that one. Krakoa. Yeah, I'm currently reading Harleen. Okay, that's those oversized. Is that that's the oversized books? I think so. Y'all ever read Heavy Metal? I have not. I have not since I was a kid. I've seen some of the Heavy Metals. You know, Heavy Metal is actually leaning into single issues now. They're leaning heavy into single issues now. I feel ignored, but in the best way. Don't worry, Tony. We are ignoring you and just talking to each other anyway, right? Uncanny George, my man, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Tony, don't like us no more. Oh man, Jenner Check. What is up, Snow Dub? How are you doing? For me, comic book vids aren't spoilers. They're my great experience and knowledge. Oh, Sonny, how are you doing? Buenos dias, my friend. How are you? I'm looking for Facebook friends who are into comic books so I can encourage them to subscribe to your channel. Just tell them all to come here. Tell them all to come here. If they want somebody that's going to yell and curse and like, tell them to come in here and just send them here. Just send them here. Tell them it doesn't matter what they're into. Doesn't matter what they're into. There's just too many comics to catch up on, and I rely on videos. Yeah, absolutely. Eternals are cruel. Jack fucking Kirby, motherfucking Trinity needs to come. Know the power of Kirby. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's old school style, man. That's old school stuff. Hell yeah. Have a few books on the Eternals, like the 90s stories. Why I have them. All right. You don't know much about them either way. Yeah, Comic Storian. Yeah, I check out Comic Storian too. Yeah, Comic Storian's good. Yeah, Comic Storian's good. Yeah. How you feel about Iron Hulk and my man Moon Knight whooping Avengers and becoming Black Panther and Iron Fist and DS and more? What's DS? Iron Hulk and my man Moon Knight whooping the Avengers and becoming What I don't know what's DS? What's DS? Death Metal times from the Justice League book are pretty good. Nothing granted, just goes into things you really miss in the pages of Death Metal. Yeah, and that's some of those things where it's kind of keeping me like in the loop on it. Some of the comic book YouTubers have gotten so toxic. So I stopped following. Well, and for me the thing is like a lot of them. It depends on where they are. It depends on where they are because I like to hear everybody's differing opinions. Like your boy Zach, he's one of my favorite ones because the dude makes me laugh. Even times when like I read some of the comic books and I'm like, sometimes I agree, like maybe not as extreme. I see other people that read and talk about comic books, and I'm like, you're full of shit. You're not reading these books. You're not reading these books. Or at least not regularly. Like maybe you picked up an issue and then that was it. But I think for the most part, a lot of people just listen to what other people say and take their word for it. And if you're gonna do that, you better look at people. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna listen to somebody else and not read the book yourself, you need to look at everybody. You need to look at the normies who are reviewing it. You need to look at the shills who are reviewing it. You need to look at the people who are hating it. Who are reviewing it. You need to look at kind of everybody in between to really get that feel for what's going on, because some of the people are just full of shit. Some of the people are just full of shit. Yeah. Yeah, you need a couple trolls in here laughing up the chat. Oh, yeah. Salad, politics, and stick only to storage. Yeah, right. Cobb Vanth, I made a video where I read the interlude from his first appearance in the Aftermath novel. Alright. Nice. I have to check that one out. Made an egg. I buy the stuff I really want, but I've also bought books just because I love the cover. Yeah, I know. And like at this point, I can't buy books just because I love the cover. At this point, I can't because there's so many I'm buying. Gotta go. All right, all right, man. Have a good one, Santa. Dropped in to give a like, got a bounce. Have a good day. All right, Anonymous. Have a good one, man. Thanks for being here. Or you know what? Just turn it on. Just like turn it up in the background. Just like, or like just turn it down in the background. Leave it on. Yes, I have for sure noticed the image jacking up prices. Yeah, they're trade paperbacks. Like the like I think the Ice Cream Man ones, they come out and they're like $16.99, and each issue is only $4.99 or $3.99. What? Do the math there. They're only 4 issues. They're only 4-issue books. Yeah. I'm a co-creator of member of a Facebook group called Just Us League of Geeks. That is so large. The creator of Facebook himself hit us up and said, "Good job. We've been a group for you." Oh, nice. You have to send me that link, man. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I like watching The Normies. It's a great channel. I haven't seen that. I didn't know there was one. I haven't seen that. Got the time when we want to get caught up on stuff. Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, comic store. Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing, though, is while Comic Storian is good, I wouldn't say he doesn't like he won't like act like everything's all great neither. Like, but I don't know. Sometimes I like to hear those other opinions out there. I need to hear from the people who were really shilling for it and the people who were really against it. That's ultimately what I want to see. Because, I mean, like, most of the stuff I've actually read. So I want to know what everybody else is thinking about it. You know what I mean? How are they feeling about it? But I hear you. Do Comic Explain, Comic Story, Comic Pop. Comic Pop. I'm not sure if I've seen Comic Drake and a few others. Yeah. League of Geeks, huh? Yeah. Comic Story, Comic Explain, and Dopespill. Yeah, I used to be subscribed to Dopespill. I haven't watched him in a while. Yeah. But anyway, guys, anyway, we haven't even gotten into this whole Dawn of X stuff. What I wanted to talk about, which was that here. Let's just talk about it. We're gonna get into this this Ten of Swords stuff. This is chapter 12, the X-Men. We're gonna get into this story a little bit because what we get in this story, we see on or at the Starlight Citadel, we see Apocalypse and Genesis finally coming together for the first time. And they get together and they're having a discussion, and she's kind of telling him about how weak he is and how he was supposed to go to Earth, and he was supposed to challenge the people. He's supposed to challenge the mutants. He was supposed to raise greater mutants. Make a stronger mutants. Make a stronger land. Krakoa was supposed to become stronger. He can't come back to Araco because he's soft. So they're having this conversation, and he's asking her, like, "Are you trying to provoke me? Are you trying to, like, what's going on here? What are you doing?" And she's like, "No." He's like, they're like, "Hey, let's go take a walk. Let's hold hands and go take a walk." And they sit there, and they go out and they take a walk. And here's the thing: is like right here, right? They're holding hands, right? But here's the thing: is you get right here. What do you see? What do you see? They leave their swords sitting there, right? Tell me I'm not the only person who read this and was like, "Hellions, where you at? Where you at, Hellions?" Tell me I'm not the only one who thought that Hellions were going to sweep in here and snatch up the Twilight Sword that tore the world asunder. Oh, speaking of which, we get that story once again! The Twilight Sword of the enemy tore the world asunder, and what was one became two. And from the chasm between them, from a month, the enemy poured into the world. See, you turn it. Okay. See this stuff? Seen it. Read it already. You see this? Seen it. Read it already. See this? Seen it. Read it already. Turn the page again. See this? Guess what? Seen it. Read it already. Oh, see that one right there? Seen it. Read it already. Oh, you turn the page. Seen it. Read it already. Let's turn the page again here. No! Seen it. Read it already. You know what I'm going to say here, right? You know what I'm going to say here? Seen it. Read it already. Oh, dang. Wait, look, you turn the page. Look. You get this other page right here. Guess what? Seen it. Read it already. Oh. New pages. Oh, the 3 laws of Araco. Almost like that of Krakoa. Make more mutants, destroy our enemies, defend this broken land. Only under the black moon will the two become one. A white light will judge them, and a red land will see them split forever. This whole issue was stuff we've already seen. There's like 2, maybe 3 pages at the beginning that we hadn't seen before. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Open the book up. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Finally got to this one. Okay. We got two new pages here. 3, 4 new pages. 5, 6 new pages. Besides these white pages, they don't count. Now, here's the thing. The 10 of Swords is getting ready to go down one of these days. It's certainly not going down an issue in chapter 13. It's certainly not going down in chapter 13. But the whole point is you don't need to read any of this because we already know what's going to happen. We already know that Krakoa and Araco don't become one. We already know that. They told us a long time ago. Let me see if I can find where this is at. Where was this at? Maybe it was... Was it in Powers? Was it in Powers or was it in House? It might have been in House. Was it in House? I don't think it was in House. In the House of X, in the Powers of X, they obviously introduced Moira McTaggart as being a mutant. They told us about her 9 lives. They told us about Krakoa and them becoming a its own nation state. Let's see if that's in here, where that is at. I can't remember what issue it is in. But we see in the issue that basically Xavier takes Cypher to Krakoa for the first time. Xavier takes him to Krakoa for the first time ever, and he goes there and he communicates with Krakoa, and he tells us that exact story. He tells us that whole story about what was one is now two and split apart. The Twilight Sword of the enemy tore the world asunder, and to the world we plunder. Yonder? Okay. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. But in these books, they explain everything to us. What the mutants are fighting against here, what they are doing here, with all of these different things. They show us the 10 lives of Moira. And through those 10 lives that they show us, they kind of, it builds the story that pretty much tells you that you don't need to read all of these comic books. One of the things that we get here is we get, well, right here. Here's one of the reasons why they don't do it. But here, let me see if I can. You get here, and we're talking about these. Is it here? No. These chimeras. These chimeras. Chimera. I don't know. Shimmer. Yeah. That Sinister is creating with all of these with all of the mutants and everything, all the all the mutants, the copies. Well, here's one of the things that we know right here is this is in Powers of X, issue number 1. Right here we have, who do we have? We have this is Cypher and Krakoa as one. They are merged, and this is some of the things where they've all just kind of all the things that Sinister has been doing with breeding mutants and everything. This is what he had done. This is what he was doing. But let me see here. We're gonna dig through here and get these. Maybe I should have just done this on my iPad. Maybe I should have just done this on the iPad. It might have been faster. Where is this at in here? We see the mutants going here to get this information about Saul's hammer. When they're looking for Nimrod. One of the things we see here, oh man, where is this at? I can't remember which one it's in here. House of X, where's Powers. Alright. Maybe it's in this one. Chasm. Camera. I know. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. You know what? And that's the English language for you. It's the English language for you. Always messing stuff up. Right here. There we go. In issue number 3. We see where Cypher is talking to Krakoa for the first time. He's there. He's visiting. He's visiting Krakoa. And then what's he tell us? He tells us this story. He says, "Are you saying Krakoa isn't sad?" He says, "No, he's definitely unhappy. It's just a bit more complicated and deeper than that." So what did he say? And mind you, again, let's see what year is this? What year is this? This is the X-Men months ago. This is X1. Very interesting here that we got X1. It's something else totally to talk about. It's not. Here's the thing: is it's not X1 like Moira X's first life. It's the X1 doesn't stand for that. But he says, "I'm sure I missed some of it, but we were Okara, the One Land, ancient before that word existed, but not yet old in the way that they were old. The Twilight Sword of the enemy tore the world asunder, and what was one became two, Araco and Krakoa. From the chasm between them, from whatever wicked place they came, the enemy poured into this world. If not for the man who was not a man, the first mutant, the warrior god in blue, the world would have fallen. But his almighty powers, he stood in the gap and pushed Araco through the chasm and set his four to sentinel that land and sealed the chasm shut, never to be opened again. It was a thing that had to happen. It was, but Krakoa remains alone. A half not whole. A half not whole. Okay, let me report this again. Let me repeat this again. A half not whole for now and forever. Or something like that. Okay? For now and forever. Now you could probably easily say like, oh yeah, it's because they don't know the future. What's going to happen? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They know exactly what's going to happen. That's the whole point of everything going on here. That was the whole point of them making the nation state. That was the whole point of Krakoa. That's the whole point of everything. They know what's going on. Moira lived 10 lives. And like I said, it says that it takes place. Here's the thing. Is it says right here that this takes place X1, the X-Men, months ago, right there. Now pay attention to that. X1, right? Probably a little too close. Probably can't see it. Okay. X1. Now, these are kind of signifiers in what's going on in this world. Typically, this X1, X2, all of these different kinds of things. Let's go back to. It might have been in the very first issue. It might have been in the probably in the first issue of House of X, not this one. Yeah, it was. Where they show all the different ones. They show all. They don't really ever describe it, and that's the thing, is where's it at here? Is it in this one? Maybe it's not in this one. They show us all these different images of Xavier at different times. Maybe it was in that other issue. And even that really doesn't explain it. Okay. Oh, come on. I thought it was right here. Well, anyway. It doesn't really explain it because one of the things that we know is Moira had these 10 lives, and it shows us all of these 10 lives. And X1 can't signify exposed Marvel character. Yeah. The thing is X1 can't mean Moira's first life, because Moira's first life they told us about, where she was, where she got married, she had kids, she grew old, she died. That was her first life. They told us all about her second life. They gave us the timeline of it all. And that's all here. And that's all here. This is House of X issue number 2. They tell us all this, and they continue to go through here and map out what she did in each of her lives. In her third life, she was visited. In her third life is when she was visited by Oracle here, and Mystique and Pyro, and they burned her to death because they told her she was making this serum that was going to eradicate all the mutants, right? So they burned her. So in her fourth life began with urgency. She threw herself fully into understanding what she would eventually call the human mutant dilemma. The human mutant dilemma. The human mutant dilemma. When two aggressive species share the same environment, evolution demands either adaptation or dominance. Moira began to look at the problem beyond her own limited experience and considered the potential benefits of Homo Superior. And this is when she went and she met Xavier. This was in her fourth life, where she finally met Xavier and went and fell in love with him and had his back through thick and thin. And the Sentinels still came for him. The Sentinels still came for him. As Destiny had, until the very end in her fourth life, when Destiny had promised, the humans and their extinction machines came for them and all their children. Moira's fifth life, she decided aggression was the only acceptable response to the violent tendencies of man. Stealing the means from her parents, she ran away at the age of 13 and fled to America to meet Charles Xavier. She exposed herself to him, her memories of her previous 4 lives at this point, and it radicalized him. Instead of a school of mutants, he gathered a legion, right? And this is when the wall says, the walls held back the outside world of man until the machines, Bolivar Trask's adaptive learning machines, came for the mutants again. So, she spent her whole 6th life. She spent her whole that was her 5th life, because we get to her 6th life in Powers of X. Powers of X goes into her 6th life. They skip her 6th life here. A lot of people always say we didn't get her 6th life, but we did. Her 7th life, she spent eradicating all the Trasks. She went and she killed all the Trask bloodline. She went after every single one of them. She got to the end after killing all of them, and she discovers that artificial intelligence is like fire. It's a discovery, not an invention. So, and all she succeeded from doing was keeping the Trasks from being the first to do it. It says, like mutants, the machines simply emerge at a certain point during societal and environmental evolution. And with that, any hope Moira had of her being able to stop them had died, and the experience radicalized her. That was in her 7th life. Her 8th life, she went to Magneto, right? She went to Magneto in her 8th life to see what Magneto could do. And, well, They lost. The mutants and humans both defeated them, right? So then you get in here into her 8th life. Okay? Oh, that one was her 8th life. Yeah, her 9th life. My bad. Her 8th life is when she went to Apocalypse. And we get the Apocalypse Wars. And they drag it all out. They have war for years. It says, and if the humans wanted a war, if their machines did, then they would give them one without end. This was in her 9th life. Her 9th life. I'm going to repeat that again. Her 9th life. They fought against the machines with we can see here, with Apocalypse on their side. And we can see who's there with them. That's right. Oh, did we see the 4 horsemen of Apocalypse in there? The ones from Araco? So they fight against them in that life. And then, and see, here's the tricky thing is right here. They go, and then. This kind of signifies to me almost like it's 2 lives. So maybe she's in her 11th life. Is she in her 11th life? Because they go, and then. I'm not really for sure there. But we're guessing here that she's in her 10th life. We're just going to go with that she's at her 10th life. This is when she meets Xavier and reveals to him all that she knows. But not everything. She didn't reveal to him everything, and it was only this one time. And this is where they go through all of her lives and all that we learned, right? And this is where it tells you everything you need to know about this story. Year 25. Now, see, here's the thing. Is year 10, her 10th life, is the life that we know, as far as I know, historically through Marvel Comics. This is the life that we know is her 10th life, where she got married to Joseph McTaggart. The stuff that she did here in her first life that they explained to us, Moira Kinross was born, went to Edinburgh Academy, Mutant Manifestation, in this life, where is it right here? In her first life, Moira meets Kenneth Cowan, falls in love. Moira meets Xavier. Moira marries Kenneth Cowan. They go on, they have babies. It's all good. That's not the Moira we know. I believe the Moira that we actually know, like the historic Moira, is right here in the 10th life. This is the Moira we know historically, right? The Moira that has all of these past lives, okay? Now, here's the thing, is we get in here, gives birth to Proteus, Moira and Xavier recruit Magneto, the Moira-Xavier Magneto schism, genocide at Genosha. Here's the thing, in her 10th life, genocide at Genosha, she knew that shit was going to happen. They let it happen. Moira fakes her death with the Shi'ar Golem. A lot of people forgot about that, because a lot of people have been asking throughout the Dawn of X, like, what happened to Moira? Where's Moira been? Where's she been? They faked her death. And then that's when we get into House of X. Now, the thing is here is they go through and they tell us in all of her lives. In her 6th life, she knew what was going to happen. Right? She knew what was going to happen. Here in the first, I believe it's the first 3 issues. The first 3 issues of Powers of X go into her 9th life. What she did in her 9th life. Where are we at here? Issue number 2. This is issue number 3 here. The first 3 issues go into her 9th life. I believe they did it backwards here. Right here. It's interesting though. Okay, right here. Wolverine kills her here in issue number 3. And it says, so ends the 9th life of Moira X. This was her 9th life. And what were they doing in this 9th life? This 9th life is where she was with Apocalypse, right? They were with Apocalypse. Interesting how it says Moira X though. But what they were doing is they went and they got the Nimrod files. Let's see more. He says Moira, I have Apocalypse knew we might be on a clock, so we created some kind of way to force feed the information you need into your mind, and these are these crystals, right? Almost like those crystals that they're using to store information on, right? Crazy. So they know this at the end of her ninth life going in, and they kill her. In her ninth life, they have basically the origin files for where the Nimrod was first found, where it was first where Nimrod was discovered, right? And it's the thing is they have all of that. Now they have all of that, and that was in her ninth life. They know where Nimrod comes online. They know how to stop it. They know how to prevent it, where they can put all their protocols into play. Well, they've known a lot of this stuff since her sixth life. In her sixth life, they learned about post-humanity. They learned about the phalanx. They've known this through all of her lives, that they were going to be absorbed by the phalanx since her sixth life. They knew that, because in her sixth life, what we learned through the powers of X in issues 4, 5, and 6, those go and tell us about her sixth life, and where they confront the librarian there, and that's when he tells them, he's like, you guys, it's amazing you guys didn't even see it coming, because where we learn about post-humanity is to get a machine leap, there's got to be a post-human leap. And for there to be a post-human leap, there's got to be a machine leap. All these different things until one eventually gets to an end state. And through all this, they're just kind of one-upping each other is what it's all about. And that's where kind of the mutants come in, because at that point the mutants are already extinct. And that's what the librarian was telling them. Is like, look, the Sentinels bought us. All these things were only to buy us time to eventually outdo you guys, to outlive you, to be better, to evolutionize ourselves before us. Because you guys are our natural evolution. But what happens when humans decide to take biotechnology into their own hands and expand themselves? And that's what's going on through this whole story, is them doing that. And they're like, by the time we combine our bodies with technology, you guys are nothing to us. And the Sentinels, they bought us years. The Nimrods bought us decades. It's amazing that you've never seen it, And pretty crazy stuff there. But I feel like I'm nerding out. But all of this stuff basically goes to the point where we know that every single time that's what it comes down to, is them fighting that. We know they're going to beat Araco. We know that's gonna happen. We know they're gonna win. We know they're gonna live beyond that. It's not even. We know all of this stuff. They've lived through it. Anyway, I feel like I've gone on about that. I feel like I've gone on about this. I feel like I've gone on about this for a while. Okay. Sorry. Oh man, I'm way behind, huh? My wife need to take it negatively from Agent Shield. Gotta go. Okay, yeah. I probably shouldn't go back that far. Gotta go. All right, man. Let's go check out our latest. Yeah. Nostalgia Wars. Yeah, I seen that. I gotta go. I got to see the one that's premiering today. Yeah. Absolutely. Comments tell the story frame by frame and tell everyone's just to recap it. Everyone knows they ran out of story and they just need to fill an issue. Yeah. That issue is totally that. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Lego Star Wars special for sure. Marvel exposes Marvel. Marvel has character brought too soon. Oh man. They're intense, so I can't promise any kind of cohesiveness. Yeah. All right. Do Hispanic mutants have the Latinx gene? They do. They do. That's funny. Thick and thin, but mostly thick. That's funny. Oh man. I feel like this is new movie. This in the new movie. In the New Mutant movie. Okay, I haven't seen the New Mutants yet. Dang it. I think next week. Is it next week? 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks. When someone says anyway, like Trinity did, it means whatever that secretly means. Go to hell. Yeah, I need to see it too. Need to see it too. Let's get out of here. Yeah. Alright. Them shits cost $30 usually. What's that? Oh, the Blu-rays? Yeah. Alright, take it easy, Mike Porter. No, that was probably a while ago. Yeah, I'm way behind. Yeah, alright. Alright, I think I'm pretty caught up. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I'm kind of nerding out here about the House of X and Powers of X. Why you don't really need to read all of it. You don't really need, like, House of X and Powers of X tells you everything. What's going on is the mutants are fighting against humans who are fighting using sentinels, and they create these Nimrods, and these Nimrods basically don't care about humans. They eventually don't care about human beings. Post-humanity wants to ascend. They want to become better than the mutants, and all that comes when the Phalanx come to destroy them. And how do the Phalanx come after them? Well, the post-humans gain the Phalanx attention by making a world mind. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it for here now. I really need to get some videos on this because, like, I just don't know where to take it. Because, like, in case you can't tell, my mind goes wild with all this stuff. And anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you're all having a very good day today. Go out and read some awesome comic books. I got some comic book reviews I'm gonna be dropping very soon. But you all have a good one, and hey, we'll see you all in the next video or live stream later.